Hello, everybody, and welcome to the webinar series for Introverts. This is take 2 of episode 2, and today's topic is Unapologetic AF. So it's kind of perfect that we're talking about being unapologetic AF today, and it's kind of perfect that I had to kind of redo this entire thing. All right, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. All right, so before we begin, I want to know, how is everybody's Tuesday going? Just let me know in the comments if you can hear me, and we are going to get started because this edition of Unapologetic AF, we're going to do this whole thing in 22 minutes, start to finish. All right? So no fluff, no bullshit. We are just going to get straight to the point. All right? So who's ready for this? All right. As per usual, if you are here, let me know in the comments what's coming up for you, what's coming through for you, what you're thinking, what's sticking. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Be sure to interact as if you are watching live. All right, guys, so let's get into it, all right? So like I said, we are going to do this whole thing today in 22 minutes. So we will be done by 1:22. And the reason for this is because, frankly, I watched the replay of last night's webinar. I always watch the replay. And full disclosure, I was not super impressed with myself. Okay? I watched it. I knew I could have done better. I knew that you guys all signed up here to learn how to become unapologetic AF. And yeah, I did that. I delivered, right? But it was way too complicated, and that's just not my vibe, all right? And so old me would have been like, oh, I messed up. I have to apologize. I have to ask my coaches what I should do, how I can fix this. Maybe I can do better next time. But new me, this version of me, the version of me that is a leader, the version of me that you guys trusted to come on here and deliver you how to be unapologetic AF. This version of me is saying, you know what? I'm going to do this again because I want to honor myself, I want to honor my people, and I want to give them exactly what they signed up for. All right? If I lose a couple people along the way, if a couple people aren't feeling it, that's okay with me. All right? So, my vibe, like I said, is uncomplicated, simple, no frills. So, essentially, I came on here last night and I kind of did the opposite. I was following the rules. And so today, I'm throwing all the rules out the window. Okay? So, if you're sitting here thinking, oh my God, if I were to hop on a webinar that I promoted for weeks, that I spent hours preparing, and I showed up and did this webinar in front of 200 plus people, and I'm absolutely mortified that I didn't deliver it as I hoped to, then you're in the right place. Because I'm going to tell you right now the 4 simple questions that I ask myself to make decisions and to execute those decisions without apologizing. I'm going to tell you right now what it looks like to trust yourself, to show up, be unapologetic AF so that you can go out there and do the same thing, okay? Hey, Amy. Hey, Samira. So good to see you guys here. Okay, so real quick, before we dive in, I want to let you know 2 quick things. So, number 1, at the end of this webinar, I am going to be talking to you about my a really cool offer that I've put together for you guys. And so I hope you stick around to learn about it because I'm so excited. But what I'll tell you for now is it's called Trusting Your Thoughts. And it is going to help you simply understand what you're thinking, get clear on what you're thinking, and actually execute your decisions without overthinking it and making yourself crazy. All right, so definitely stick around until the end. And then the second thing is I want to really quickly introduce myself. So as you guys know, my name is Stephanie Laffey. I am the coach for Introverts, okay? And I am here today to help you guys become unapologetic AF in the way that you show up, the way that you make decisions, the way that you present yourself, okay? And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because for the longest time, whenever I showed up, I was constantly questioning myself. I was constantly doubting myself. I was constantly trying to explain myself, right? And it made it so that it was very hard to actually get anything done and just stick with what I did. It made it so it was really hard to deliver ideas and information, right? It made it so it was really hard to truly, deeply just connect with people and deliver my message because I was constantly apologizing and explaining and redoing and overthinking. So let me know if you can relate to this. Let me know if you can relate to just overthinking, overanalyzing everything and getting in your head and just thinking that, oh, you did this thing and somehow it just wasn't good enough. Okay? So like I said, right now, I'm going to give you 4 questions that I ask myself before I make a decision. And these 4 simple questions help me to make decisions. Awesome, Amy. I'm so glad that you're here. So these 4 questions make it so simple and easy for me to make decisions, execute them, and trust that I did exactly what I need to do. Okay? So before I make a decision, I ask myself, if I say or do this thing right now, am I honoring myself and my values? Okay? And I'll put these questions in the description of this video so that you guys can come back to them. So question 1 is, am I honoring myself and my values by saying or doing this thing? Okay? The next question I always ask is, am I honoring my people by saying or doing this thing? Again, am I honoring my people or the people that are impacted by this by saying or doing this thing? The third question is, what is the cost of making this decision? And what is the potential impact? Again, what is the cost of making this decision? And what is the potential impact? And then lastly, how do I feel about the cost versus impact? Do I care more about the impact or does the cost outweigh it? Again, how do I feel about the cost versus the impact? Like which one outweighs the other? And when I ask myself these 4 questions, the answer, the decision is so clear to me, okay? So now you may be wondering, right? How do I know if I'm honoring myself and my values? How do I know if I'm honoring my people? Well, I want to challenge you to, if you feel called to to ask yourself, like, who am I, right? Who am I? Who is the best version of me? What does the best version of me look like? What do I value? What do I care about? Make a list of 10 things that you truly care about, right? And keep it somewhere really handy. Make a list of who you are. Describe yourself. And keep that handy. And as long as you can genuinely say that whatever you do or whatever you say truly honors that person, the best of you, then you truly have nothing to apologize about when you say or do the thing, right? As long as you can honestly say, you know what, like this is me sticking by my values. This is me being true to myself. You've got nothing to explain, nothing to apologize for. If you're not really sure, okay, what does it mean to honor my people? Ask yourself, make a list of what it means to do right by the people in your world, in your community, the people that are affected by your decisions. What does that look like? Keep that list handy. And again, as long as you are making decisions that follow that list of how you know that you're truly doing right by your people and what it means to do right by your people, again, you've got nothing to apologize for, nothing to try to justify, right? And then in terms of recognizing the cost or the impact, this is where, you have to understand, like, if I do this, what are all the possibilities that could happen, right? This is where your ability to really think things through actually is a good thing, right? Because you can come up with all the possible outcomes. So if you bring all of this together, you can ask yourself, okay, like, what can I actually live with? What do I know will happen if I do this thing? What are all the possibilities? What are the costs of carrying this out? What are the negatives and positives? And what does my decision look like? Can I live with this impact, negative or positive? Right? So let me know if this makes sense. If you can stick to being true to yourself, true to your values, and honoring your people, then you have nothing to apologize for, okay? Even if you effed up, right? Just kind of like I did last night with the first version of this webinar. But you can call yourself out and take accountability and make it right, like what I'm doing right now, then again, you have nothing to apologize for. So I'm going to leave you with a couple quick tips to be super unapologetic about the way that you show up. And then I'm going to quickly walk you through my offer, Trust Your Thoughts. Okay? So a couple quick tips for you. Get super clear on your purpose for doing everything that you do. If you can get super crystal clear on why you're doing X, and you can bring it back to you, you will always be able to shed light and add to the conversation and demonstrate why you did what you did, right? If you can explain to people or show people why you're saying or doing certain things, why it matters to you, why you care about it, why you're coming from that perspective, then you really never need to apologize because you always have a reason for doing it, right? Even if you make a mistake, if you can show people why you felt called to do that thing or say that thing or why you believe that, you've got nothing to apologize for, because again, you were always honoring yourself, you were honoring your values, you were honoring the people who are impacted by it, right? The next thing is, don't take on other people's stories as your own. Right? Just because other people disagree with you or don't see things through the same perspective or don't have the same opinion, again, as long as you are honoring yourself and as long as you are honoring the people that you care about who are affected by you, you've got nothing to apologize for. Your opinion, your perspective, your idea, your way of seeing the world belongs to you. And again, as long as you are honoring that, got nothing to apologize for. Okay? If you find yourself apologizing for your opinion or for the way that you're sharing things, the way you're doing things, I encourage you to look into why. Why do you feel called to apologize? Why do you feel called to explain? Are you truly standing in your truth, or are you possibly taking on other people's opinions as your own, but you don't actually believe them? Definitely look into that if you find yourself constantly trying to explain away or apologize your own opinions and your decisions. Okay? 2 more things, and then we're going to dive into this offer that I'm super excited to tell you guys about. So, the next thing is, be aware of your shortfalls. Be aware of your limitations and be honest about them. Okay? You are not perfect, and nobody expects you to be. Nobody expects you to be, and you don't need to apologize for not being perfect. But if you're honest about what you can truly deliver and do right now, like what you know you can guarantee, what you know you can promise, then if you go ahead and over deliver, if you do better, right? If you exceed expectations that you set, if you hold yourself to high standards, like to grow and evolve, but if you just communicate the minimum that you're certain of, then you're always going to just, show people. You're always going to be able to deliver more than what you promised rather than less. And as long as you're over delivering, right, and under promising, again, you have nothing to apologize for. I'm not saying set the expectations low. I'm saying be realistic about the expectations you set and then go exceed them. Okay? So, I would love to know, what were your key takeaways? Did you like this short and sweet version of the webinar better than last night's, I guess, shall we say, convoluted, a little bit complicated version? Let me know. I would love to know your feedback. I'd love to know your thoughts on the fact that I came on here, and even though it may have been a little bit weird, I came on here and I recognized that I didn't love what I delivered last night, and I decided to just do it again because that is me honoring myself and honoring my people. That is me being unapologetic, even if it means that I maybe lose a couple people along the way. I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. But me coming back on here and delivering something that I'm really freaking proud of, even if it's, even if it wasn't perfect, that's me being unapologetic. That's me showing you what it looks like to be unapologetic. Thank you, Amy. So glad you were here. All right, guys. So, as promised, I have 2 minutes to tell you all about my brand new offer, and I'm so excited about it. So, let's get into it. My offer is called Trust your thoughts, okay? So what is this? What is this offer? This is my no-frills, no bullshit, less journaling, more action-focused approach to help you transform your mind from overwhelming dumpster fire into a place that you love to hang out, process life, and make quick, easy, effortless decisions. I am throwing out all the rules in the coaching industry, all of them. So no long videos, no workbooks, no long-winded, convoluted processes to access the results, no unnecessary calls that you don't even know why you watch them. Just me and you. 5 to 10 minutes a day for the next 3 months. That's it. You show up, you take notes, if you even need to, you make the moves, and then we get back together tomorrow. Because trusting yourself and trusting your thoughts truly and deeply truly gets to be simple, easy, and effortless AF. Okay? So, pre-sale is now open for enrollment. You guys, because you're in the community for introverts, get this program right now for just $333, which is insane. Everybody else who's not in the community gets it for $397. So you guys save $64 just by being in the community. That offer will be expiring and going up on April 24th, I think. We start on May 1st, and I am celebrating the heck out of you for jumping in. If you've got any questions or you want the link to sign up, shoot me a DM, and I'm so excited to see you there. I cannot wait to witness you as you learn to trust your thoughts. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later.